Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to monitor your EC2 instances memory utilization using CloudWatch. Alright, so for CPU utilization, I have created a separate video. You can check that out. I'll make sure to drop the link to that in the description box. So as we saw in the CPU utilization demonstration, it was pretty straightforward. So we were getting the CPU utilization as and when we create the EC2 instance. But memory utilization is not like that. It is system level metric, right? So it needs to get into the hardware, and only then you will get the utilization or consumption. In terms of percentage, you will get it. So for this to be done, you need to install an external agent called CloudWatch agent. So this CloudWatch agent is nothing but a Perl script that is developed by your AWS itself. We can directly go ahead and install on our EC2 instance. So what that will do is it will collect your memory utilization result from your EC2 instance and send it to your CloudWatch. To achieve that, we need to give proper permission for the EC2 instance. So what permissions we need? We need CloudWatch permission and SSM. So I'll tell you why do we need SSM, but CloudWatch is needed because the EC2 instance needs to capture the data from the hardware and then send it to your CloudWatch. So for this, I need to attach CloudWatch access, right? So let us follow the steps and get started. Okay, so for this I have documented everything in my GitHub repository, so you can find all the steps and the commands that I use in this particular video. Okay, so the first step would be to create an IAM role and attach CloudWatch and SSM full access. So why do we need SSM full access? I'm going to tell you later. So let me first go ahead and create an IAM role. Let me go back to my EC2 console, search for IAM and select roles. So we are creating a new role for EC2. Okay, so let me select role here in the left hand side, open role and click on create role. So it is for AWS service. EC2 is an AWS service, so I'll select AWS service, and in common use select EC2. Okay, click on next. Here you need to select the policy that you want to attach. So as I told you, I am attaching CloudWatch full access. So I'll type in CloudWatch and type enter. You will see this one, the CloudWatch full access. So it provides full access to your CloudWatch. So if you want to give fine grained access, that is also possible. So based on your use cases, go ahead and select your policy. Okay, so let me select that policy, click on next. Okay, so I'll give a name to this role. I'll say EC2 CloudWatch role. So and you give the meaningful name to name in the description also. So I'll just copy the same role name here as well. Okay, I'm good. Okay, so let me go ahead and create a role. Okay, so this role will have CloudWatch full access. Okay, so it will take some time to create the role, right? So now if you see, the role has been created. So EC2 CloudWatch role has been created. Let me search for that and let me get inside this one. If you see, CloudWatch full access has been added, but I also need to add one more thing, that is SSM access. So I'll select attach policies and search for SSM, hit enter. If you see, we have SSM full access. I'll select that one and I'll click on attach policy. Alright, so this one is attached to the same policy. Okay, now we have completed the step 1. So I told you that we need SSM full access. So why do we need SSM full access? That is because I need to store this particular value in my parameter store, as system manager parameter store. I'm going to store this value. So you might ask, what is this value that you have written? So it is just a JSON document. Okay, so this is the actual document used to fetch your memory utilization from your AWS EC2 instance and send it to your CloudWatch, right? So this document can be found in online also. So AWS has documented. You can deploy it manually as well. So if you see, you can create this configuration before in hand, or you can deploy it on the go, right? So I don't want to waste time because this document is already available, the sample document. If you see, you can use this sample document and configure your own file. All right, so that is what I have done here. So basically, let me explain this first. So if you know CloudWatch, we have something called as metrics in CloudWatch. If you do not know, I'd highly recommend you to go ahead and watch my previous video where I have talked about everything related to CloudWatch. So under metrics, so we have many different dimensions. Why do we need dimensions? I told that multiple EC2 instances will be sending your utilizations at the same time, right? So to differentiate it, so we go with dimensions. So what is the dimension that we are using? Here we are using instance ID, and this is the value. The value is your instance ID, actual instance ID that we get it from our EC2. Okay, so the metrics that we are collecting is memory. As this is a memory utilization, I'm getting memory utilization, and we are measuring memory used percentage, right? It will give you in terms of percentage. So for every every 60 seconds, I am getting my metrics collected. So I'm collecting the data from my EC2 instance for every 60 seconds and I'm uploading it to the CloudWatch, right? So for this, we need to install a CloudWatch agent, right? So we will talk about that later. But we need to store this file somewhere because we need this configuration file while installing the CloudWatch agent. To do that, I'm going to store this entire thing, this entire file inside a parameter store. Okay, so let us go ahead and create a parameter store. So parameter. So this is our second step, to create a parameter in System Manager with the name, this name. So you can use any name, but we need to change in the code, but I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so let me copy this and let us go back to our EC2 console and let us open System Manager. Okay, so you can either go ahead and type in System Manager here, but you can also open in the recently visited site. So I'm going with System Manager. So if you see right now, I don't have any. So let me come here. In the left hand side, you can see Application Management. Under that, select Parameter Store. So here, if you see, this means I do not have any parameters created. So let us go ahead and create a new parameter. Click on Create Parameter, and it is asking for a name. So specify a name. I'm just going to copy and paste this name that I've already given there. So give that name. Description also, I'm going to give the same thing. So tire, it would be standard. Do not change anything. Type would be string, and data type would be text. Value, in place of value, just copy this entire thing. So let us copy this and paste it here. Okay, so this is all the thing that you need to do, and click on Create Parameter. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to fetch this parameter in my code, in my shell commands that I have written. So I'm going to fetch this parameter. Instead, other thing that you can do is you can configure on the go, or you can create a file inside a server and using a VI editor or whatever the editor that you want to use, and create with the name whatever you want to use, and copy and paste the same things, the same parameters or the same value that it is present here, right? You can do the same thing. Okay, but I'm going with this one because this is fully, I'm going to use full AWS service, right? So as we already have SSM, so why do you want to create a file and all, right? So we can store this in our parameter store and then utilize it later. Okay, so now next let us go to our third step, that is to create an EC2 instance and attach the role that we created in the step 1, and also use in under user data section, you need to install CloudWatch agent. So if you already if you in the introduction I've said that you need to install CloudWatch agent for this. So how can you install it? So you can either run these commands that I've given here after creating the EC2 instance, or we already have user data section, right? So user data section, runs the commands or whatever the things that you provide in the user data section, it will run in the initial boot of the server itself. So let us make use of the same thing. So what I'm trying to do here is I'll explain one by one. First one, I'm getting this CloudWatch agent from this particular S3 location. So this location is not mine. So AWS's S3 location is that one. So there they have placed a zip file. So if you copy and paste it in the browser, it will download a zip file. So that will have your CloudWatch agent. Okay, so after that I'm going to unzip that with this command, unzip Amazon CloudWatch agent. If you see, this is the name. Right after unzipping it, so it will have one file called install.sh that basically installs your Amazon CloudWatch agent. So I'm trying to run that one, that's all. And the last thing, so you need to configure this CloudWatch agent. So how are you configuring it? So you are fetching the config file. So basically the Amazon CloudWatch agent will be downloaded in this particular location. So after that, you need to fetch the configuration from the SSM we have just created. So if you see, this is the name that we have used to create the SSM, right? So if you see, these two are matching. So we are fetching that particular, we are fetching this value, this entire JSON value from the SSM parameter, and we are utilizing it in the cloud, user data section, right? So this will install your CloudWatch and also configure your CloudWatch agent. All right, so that CloudWatch agent will in turn send your memory utilization to your CloudWatch, right? So how it is doing? So we did not configure anything. That configuration is present in this particular JSON file that we have already stored in the parameters, right? So let me copy this. So let me copy this user data. Let me go back. So if you see, this is the system parameter that we have already created. So let us go ahead and create an EC2 instance with this particular EC2 user data. Okay, so let me go ahead and click on EC2. Okay, so let me launch a new instance. So I'll just name this as CloudWatch. Sorry. So let me type in again, CloudWatch demo. Okay, so that is the name that I'm giving. Instance type, I'm good with this. I'm selecting AWS Linux, and key pair, select new KP, and security group. So I'm placing it in the default VPC, and I'm going with no preference. Security group, I've already created a security group with SSH full access. I'm going with that. And storage, I'm good with these details. Okay, so let me expand advanced details here. So here I need to attach the role that we just created in the step 1, that is EC2 CloudWatch role, right? So I'll select that one. So if you want, you can enable the detailed monitoring. So it comes with an extra cost, but if you do not want also, that is fine. Okay, so let me enable that one. And I'm good with all the other details. Let me come to your user data and let us paste this command that we have already copied. Okay, so let me confirm everything once again. So if everything is correct or not. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty fine with this. Let me go ahead and click on a launch instance. So we got our first confirmation saying successfully initiated the instance, but after this you click on view all instance. Right now this was the previous instance that I already created, but the one that I created is having a name called CloudWatch demo. So it will take some time to appear here. So until then, keep on refreshing. Okay, so now if you see, this is the EC2 instance that I've created. It is still in pending, so it will take some time to completely up and running. Okay, now if you see, our EC2 instance is up and running, right? So the status check is also passed. So next, let us verify if the CloudWatch agent that we had provided in the user data section, it is installed or not. So how to do that? So let us connect to this EC2 instance using instance connect method, and I've also provided you the command to check. So this is the command. So as I told you, in this location the CloudWatch agent will be installed, so we are going to check the status of that. Okay, so if it is in running state, that means the user data section worked fine. So let me come here, so let me paste this command. So if it is in running state, that means everything is fine. So if you see, the status is running, right? That means the user data section worked correctly, right? So now let us check in the CloudWatch, right? So let me go back to my EC2, or let me go back to my management console. Here let me select CloudWatch. So let me copy my instance ID. I just need this instance ID. So I'll close this instance connect again. So after coming to CloudWatch, go to your metrics. So under metrics, you will see something called as CW agent. That means CloudWatch agent. So after installing the CloudWatch agent on your EC2 instance, only then this will appear, right? So without that, it will not appear. We saw that the previous day when we saw the CPU utilization of your EC2 will be under EC2, right? So this is the namespace for your EC2 CPU utilization. But for memory utilization, you need to go with CloudWatch agent. So select that one, and we gave instance ID, right? So if you remember, so this is what we provided, the dimension. So that is what it is asking. If you see, browse for the dimension. So I'll select this one. Now it will give you all the instances which had CloudWatch agent installed, but I will just copy the instance ID back again. Sorry for that. So I'll just go there and I'll copy the instance ID. So this is my instance ID, and I'll search for this instance ID, right? So if you see, this is the instance ID. I'll select that one. So if you see, I'm getting my memory utilization in percentage, right? So it's been a while. I've already started this one. So if you see, it is giving you memory use percentage. Right now it is 10.97, right? So based on this, you can create alarm, you can do whatever you want, right? If the utilization shoots up to 90%, you can create an alarm for that. All these things you can do it, right? So let me go to alarms again. So let me also show you how to create an alarm. So click on create alarm, select metric. So the metric that we are interested is CW instance ID. Search for the instance ID again. This is the one. Select that metric. Okay, so you are seeing this, right? So the value it is giving you, initially when it started it was 10.9, later it came down to 8.5. okay, so you can period, you can select 1 minute. This is the instance ID. You are displaying this in the metric name is mem used percentage. That is the default metric, right? I'm going with the threshold as static, and if you want, you can select this. Anomaly also, basically here you will provide the band, right? So let me go with greater than. So I just want to notify someone if the memory utilization percentage is greater than, so let's say 90%. So let me go and create next. So if you want to notify, you can do that, or else you can also remove that. Okay, next, click on next. Alarm name, I'll just say mem util. I'll just give a short name, and I'll also paste the instance ID. Okay, so let me do that, and also paste the same thing in the description and click on next. So let me create an alarm. Okay, so when I actually create an alarm, it will be in insufficient data. That means the alarm is still getting your utilization from the CloudWatch. It may take some 2 or 3 minutes to collect all the data, then it will be the state changes to okay. Okay, so based on the threshold you have set, for example, if it is less than 90, it will be in okay state. If it is more than 90 or greater than 90, then it will be in alarm state. So based on that, you can take a choice, like whether you want to notify someone or whether you want to send an email to your customer, you can do that, right? So keep on refreshing until you see okay or in alarm state. After exactly 1 minute, I would see the state change to OK state. Alright, so this is how you can configure CloudWatch agent and get memory utilization result for your EC2 instance. Okay, so I hope you like the video. So if you're liking the content that I'm creating, please subscribe to the channel and share it among your friends. Thank you.